So it's a Sunday about 16 years ago, and I am stuck in the bathroom. Well, I'm not actually in the bathroom. I'm in a hallway outside a men's room and a women's room, and the doors on the outside of this hallway are locked from the outside, and no one is at work, no security guards, nobody. I had gone in that day just to catch up on some work. And I do what any self-respecting woman does. I panic. And while I'm panicking, a terrible thought comes to mind, which is, I have to pick up my 7-year-old in 15 minutes, and I am stuck in the bathroom. And what will happen is, my daughter will tell that mom, oh, my mom, she's at work. She's always late. And I will become known as the unreliable mom, and I can't bear it. Okay, I will get back to the bathroom in a second. I'm a film editor, and what I do, for those of you who don't know, is I get the footage for everything that's shot on every day on the set. I go painstakingly through it, and I pick out performances, and I hopefully create a great story, because I love to tell stories, but it's much more than that. I consider my editing room the confessional. It's when the filming is done and there's nowhere else to go after once you enter into post-production. So I become the person, the director comes in and tells me everything that went great on the set. And then they tell me everything that went wrong. And then we discover a lot of things do indeed go wrong. So I'm a therapist, I'm a friend, I'm a collaborator, I'm a parent. It's a lot like being a parent to your teenager. You know, they spin out, you just listen, you don't judge, you tell them it's going to be all right, and you make a plan. That's what I do. I make a plan. I make a lot of plans, and then I make more plans. It's very important that I'm prepared with a plan. So recently, I'm working on a film that the studio I'm working for decides to preview it way too early. Nothing's ready. But they want to preview it and see where we're at, and I get ready and we do it, and the film does phenomenally well. But obviously, there's always work to be done. So there's a meeting with the head of the studio and all the boys and me, and I go there with my plan. I'm prepared, and I go to that meeting and I sit down and everyone's talking. I mean, it is a cacophony of noise and people shouting over each other, and you know how it is when you can't really decipher any words because everyone's screaming on either side of you. And I start talking. I go, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this plan. And I start giving my ideas for the structure or restructure or reshoots or what have you. And I look over at the head of the studio, and he's kind of looking at me, and I think, wait, I don't think maybe he has no idea who I am, or maybe he just doesn't want me to talk because I don't know. But I just keep going because I've learned over the years that you have to find your voice and you have to use it. So I'm talking, and he's kind of starting to nod, and then he starts talking, and then all of a sudden he's saying my plan, and I'm saying the plan, and he's saying the plan, and then it's his plan, and then I'm just nodding my head going, great plan. So we walk out with a plan, which is all I really wanted in the first place. Later that day, a colleague of mine who works at the studio said, oh my God, I heard you had this meeting, and I ran into the head of the studio, and he stopped me and he said, who was that girl? And I told him you were the editor of the film. And he said, the editor? Oh, I always wondered what they did. I thought they just took notes. But anyway, I've been at every other meeting since. In fact, he's even come to my cutting room to give me his notes. I guess I'm the woman behind the man, behind the woman, but I'm a behind-the-scenes person. And that's okay, because I like to nurture. It suits me. I like to guide things along. I like to take it all in. I'm very happy when everyone's happy. I believe we are all better off collaborating than working alone. So I'm a big collaborator. And I definitely believe that it takes a village of very good ideas and really terrible ideas to make a great film. And I think that's what I bring to my work. I try everything. So early on in my career, I'm working away, and I read in the trades that the creator of the TV show I'm working on has just gotten his first feature directorial job. And I'm thrilled, because I really want to cut features. And it's a feature that I really liked and that I knew I'd be good at, and we'd been working together for 4 years, and it was just, in my mind, destined to happen. And I'm working away, and there's a knock on the door, and I say, come in, and this Academy Award-winning editor walks in. And I'm just going to call him Oscar, not to confuse. And I kind of know him, and he kind of knows me, but, you know, not really. And I say hello, and he says, oh my God, I just had the greatest interview with your boss. He's amazing. We fell in love. We're like brothers. And I'm sitting there going, what? And I can't wait to work on his first feature. And can you give me any tips, what it's like to work with him? And I say, I'm just listening to him talk, and I don't hear any words come out. I just see blah, 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 blah. And I can feel the blood just rising up from my feet to my head. You know how, like, when you blow up a balloon really quickly and it just bursts? Well, that was going to be me. So Oscar's talking, and I look at him and I go, you know what? Hold that thought. I'll be right back. And I go out the door, out the building, get in my car, and I drive home. And I do what any overworked mother does. I cry and I cry. And then when I stop crying, I think, oh my God, I never asked for the job. I need to ask my boss for the job. I need to go up to him. I can tell him I need the job. So I go to bed and I wake up in the morning. I'm resolved to do this. And after driving 6, 7-year-olds carpool, because it's my turn to do carpool, so I take them to school, and with my head filled with Spice Girls, I get to work and I park my car, and I am an empowered woman. I'm going to ask for this job. And the first person I see is my boss walking right across the parking lot, and I duck. And I'm in the car, and I am having this whole conversation with myself. What if he doesn't like you? What if he thinks you're not worthy? Oh my God, it's a big feature film. What if, you know, what if? Stop. I'm narrating my whole life before it's even happened. I've lived it. You know what I mean? Women tend to do this. You know, what if my kid doesn't get to where they're supposed to be? Oh my God. So I get out the car, I walk up to him, and he says, hey, how you doing? And I look at him and I say, how am I doing? I'll tell you how I'm doing. This Academy Award-winning editor comes to see me yesterday, and he tells me he's going to be cutting your first feature film. But I can't believe that. My head almost explodes because I'm supposed to cut your first feature film. I've been working with you for the last 4 years. I'm your best friend. I've got your back. I'm your person. And I don't know what else I said because I think I blacked out. Because he was just looking at me. And then I said, thank you, and I go to my cutting room. Because after all, if nothing else, I'm polite. So and I think, you know what, I feel great. It does, you know, I want the job, but if I don't get it, at least I'm not going to go home and kill myself because I didn't ask. I asked, I put it out there. The rest would be what it is. A day later, I got a phone call, and he asked me to do the film, and that man is JJ Abrams, who I've cut every feature he's ever made. Thank you. Including Star Wars, The Force Awakens, which was awesome. And let me tell you, that scored big points with my teenagers and their friends, and I'm still getting mileage out of it. And, you know, I thought, the thing about it was, when I thought about it, you know, when JJ got offered that job, he wasn't thinking, hey, I wonder if Maryann's available and she wants to cut that film, and I would never do it without him. No, he was thinking, I'm terrified, even JJ. I'm terrified because I have to do this big feature film now, and I've got to make it great, you know? So what did I take from that? You have to ask for what you want, and because nobody's going to read your mind. Nobody knows your hopes and dreams. Nobody knows where you want to be. And I've learned that, and I've learned to find my voice. And I'm a little better at it now. Now I can speak without, you know, I speak with passion, but I don't go rambling on. I think. Maybe I do. But in any case, it has worked for me. The other thing is that it hasn't always actually worked for me. I will just let you know, I have been fired for wanting to go home early to see my children or be with my family. I have been let go for speaking up and making people uncomfortable. I've been in cutting rooms where there are men that just really don't want to deal with women. They're just uncomfortable. I get it. It's okay. I don't really want to be in those cutting rooms either. They make me uncomfortable. And it's better that way. And I think as women, you know, well, most people, we all want to be liked. I want to be liked. I want you guys to like me. But the truth is, I'm not going to like everybody. So I'm okay with that. I've learned to deal with that. I don't think we always have to be nice about everything. I like to be nice, but I have realized over the years, and in my business, which is a predominantly male business, being nice, it kind of opens the door to being dismissed. You can be nice and polite, but you don't have to bend over backwards for everyone and everyone's whim. Okay, back to the bathroom. So I'm in the bathroom, I'm stuck, it's a Sunday, nobody can hear me scream. It's a possibility I could be here overnight with no food. I think I can get water. So, door's locked on the outside, and I have got to pick up my daughter. So I look around, ceiling, floor, men's room, women's room, two small, those half-size refrigerators in the corner, and I take those refrigerators, and I'm thinking, what can I do with them? So I kick into Sydney Bristow mode, you know, the lady spy on the show I happen to be cutting for the last 4 years, so I know her every move. And I take those refrigerators and I drag them to the door and I stack them one on top of the other, and then I climb up the refrigerators. And I'm at the ceiling and I rip open as many ceiling tiles as I can, and I'm looking up into pipes and cables. And I hoist myself up into those pipes and cables, and I shimmy along them, because it is tight in there. You know how they make it on the set and they make it look all pretty? It's not really pretty. There are things in there you don't want to know about. And I get over what I think is the door jamb. I'm pretty sure I'm over the door jamb, and I'm kicking out every tile. I destroyed that ceiling. I'm not that big. I could have fit through one square tile, but no. And I am looking down at the Grand Canyon, and I close my eyes, and I jump, and I am free, and I feel great. So I go pick up my daughter. I'm on time, and after she tells me what a great play date she had, I say to her, "You'll never believe what happened to me today." And I show her these bruises up and down my arm, and she looks at me and she says, "Mom, why didn't you just climb up the ladder?" And I'm like, she said, "You could have climbed up the ladder and gotten to the roof and you'd be free." And I say, "The ladder? What ladder?" And she said, the ladder in the men's room." And I thought, men's room? I'd never go in the men's room. But I'm really glad that my daughter has no fear of going in the men's room. And I'll tell you, I am learning that I don't either. But the truth is, I'd much rather build that ladder in the women's room. Thank you.